What's up viewers, welcome back to Medico Virally. Thank you very much for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet, kindly do subscribe and hit the like button for instant upload notifications. In this video we are going to learn the new guidelines for treatment of hypertension. And you all know, like, we have the two main guidelines provided, one provided by the JNC8, the Joint National Committee released by the National Health Mission of Government of India, and the other is by the American Society for Hypertension guidelines. And most of them use both of these, and you have to know both of the guidelines. And ultimately your goal if you follow any of the guidelines, your goal must be like to maintain the systolic blood pressure as well as the diastolic blood pressure less than 140 and less than 90 in all the patients in all ages. Like, you have to maintain it less than 140 or 90. But in patients like who are more than 60 years of age without any diabetic mellitus, in these patients then you have a goal of maintaining less than 150 by 90. So you have to remember these targets also, and based on this you have to monitor the dosage of the drugs. And first let us have a quick review about the JNC8 guidelines. And less than 120 and less than 180, you all know that it is a normal hypertension, so it's a normal blood pressure. And if it is between the 120 to 139 or 80 to 89, and in these cases we call it as a pre-hypertension. So we have to request and recommend the patient to maintain a strict diet, like low sodium intake and also a good exercise. And coming to the stage 1 hypertension, we have about the range of systolic blood pressure between 140 to 159, and the 90 to 99 is the diastolic blood pressure. And if the patient's blood pressure falls under these ranges, then it is considered as the stage 1 hypertension according to the JNC8. But if it is more than or equal to 160 and the diastolic being more than or equal to 100, in these situations this is known as the stage 2 hypertension. And our main goal, like when you will consider the hypertension, when you will start treating the patient according to the JNC8. So from the stage 1 we treat the patients, so we recommend them the drugs, we prescribe them the drugs. But in the pre-hypertension we only ask them to change their lifestyle and the diet modifications, that's it. So here from the stage 1 of the hypertension we start prescribing the medicine. Okay. And according to the American Society for Hypertension guidelines, the normal is same, like less than 120 and less than 80, but you consider it as elevated when it is between 120 to 129, and even diastolic is less than 80, but the systolic, if it is 120 to 129, you consider it as an elevated blood pressure. But after that, between 130 to 139 and 80 to 89, you consider this as a stage 1 hypertension. According to the American Society Heart guidelines, here in stage 1 we request and recommend the patient to decrease the sodium intake and to do a good exercise. So according to JNC8, it was in pre-hypertension we asked the patient to modify his life, but according to here in stage 1 we ask the patient to modify his lifestyle. And if the BP is more than 140 and 90, then we call this as the stage 2 hypertension. From here we start prescribing the medicines. Those who follow the American Society for Hypertension guidelines, in that situations doctor will be prescribing from the stage 2. Okay, hope it is clear. And the next one, if it is more than 180 and more than 120, then we call it as hypertensive crisis. Okay, so according to JNC8, it was when it is more than 140 or 90 you consider it as hypertension, but according to the American Society, when it is more than 130 or 80 we consider it as a hypertension. So we can diagnose the patient like he is hypertensive. So this is the main difference between the JNC8 and the American Society Heart guidelines. Okay, you know the guidelines very well. After knowing this, you have to get in your mind like the main 3 first line drugs A, C, D. that is angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitors or angiotensin receptor blockers. The captopril, enalapril, etc. These drugs come under the ACE inhibitors, and the sartan group of drugs, telmisartan mostly used, it comes under the ARBs. Later the calcium channel blockers, especially the L type of calcium channel blockers, and then the diuretics. So whenever a patient comes to you and after you check the blood pressure, and if the blood pressure falls like between the stage 1, or according to American Society if it is between the stage 2, then you have to consider using these drugs first, and later you can think of about other drugs. Okay, so that was about the main important guidelines. And after coming like in most of the MCQs and board examinations, they may be asking the drug of choice from each of these situations: in pregnancy and in emergency situations of the pregnancy, and normal hypertension, and in emergency hypertensions. So in these conditions we have different types of drug of choices according to two different main guidelines. Like from the JNC 8, when you look at the JNC 8, in pregnancy we have drug of choice as methyl dopa, but compared to Harrison or American Society, we have the per oral labetalol. And according to the JNC 8, the emergency pregnancy's drug of choice is hydralazine, but in Harrison it is given as IV labetalol. And for normal hypertension, both of these guidelines recommend you the same drug of choice, thiazide group of drugs, for a normal hypertension, the main diuretic. Okay, and in emergency situations of the hypertension, according to JNC 8, it is nitroprusside, and according to the Harrison, it is nicardipine. A quick recap like about the nitroprusside, I have already told you in the last video. We have to be very careful while prescribing this drug because it must be monitored, the dosage must be monitored very keenly. Okay, hope you remember that. And you may have one doubt. Okay, you are telling me like we have two options, so in MCQ which must I choose? Yeah, in MCQ, most of the MCQs which were asked in the past years, they didn't mention about the JNC 8 or Harrison. They just ask you like what is the drug of choice in emergency pregnancy, and they may be giving you the options. One of them will be the methyl dopa, other will be hydralazine, and other will be IV labetalol, and the other will be per oral labetalol. Just imagine these four will be the options for this question, like what is the drug of choice in emergency pregnancies. So what you have to choose? There is nothing mentioned about JNC 8 or Harrison, even though you have to go with this Harrison one, and then you have to choose the IV labetalol. Maybe hydralazine and IV labetalol are present in the options, but you have to choose the Harrison guidelines and you have to take this choice. So that will be the best choice. If they have mentioned about according to JNC 8, then we will go with the hydralazine. Okay, so if it is not mentioned which guideline is asked in the MCQ, then you have to go with this one, the Harrison's table only. If it is mentioned, then you have to go with this table. Okay, hope it is very clear and there is no confusion. If you have any confusion, kindly do comment below. I will answer each of your question. Okay, and the next one, I think you are impressed with this image. The cute girl is telling that all these drugs which are written here, if they are used, her mother will be safe. So this girl wants her mother to be safe, and that is why she says better mother care during hypertension pregnancy. So like her mother is pregnant and she has hypertension, and during this the girl is taking care of her mother, and that is why these drugs are safer when used in pregnancy with hypertension cases. So remember this mnemonic: better mother care during hypertension and pregnancy. So the better must tell you beta blocker. Mostly labetalol is the safest drug, and the mother indicates it is methyl dopa. Care means clonidine. During dihydropyridines like amlodipine, etc. And the HT and hypertension tells you about the hydralazine, and the pregnancy means prazosin, the alpha 1 blockers, okay, or alpha 1 antagonist. So this is the mnemonic you have to remember. Most of the MCQs were also asked on considering this case, like which of the following is safest in pregnancy. Okay, if you remember this, you can rule out the MCQs and choose the right choice. And hope this image is captured by your brain exactly and you don't forget the mnemonic. And this was all about the new guidelines in treating the hypertension. Hope it is very clear, and kindly note it down and practice with the MCQs. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any suggestions regarding the video, kindly do comment. It keeps me motivated. Good luck.